Hey, what's up, everybody? JC in the house with the fresh cut. Tonight's topic is going to be with Mario. Tonight's topic is our not single moms, but our single parents. Damaged goods. So everybody gather around. JC, your boy Mario in the house. You know. Everybody gather around. What's going on, Stephanie? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Denise? What's going on, Brilliant Minds? How's everybody doing this evening?
Big dog, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right, tell the viewers about yourself. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what it is, you should know who it is. It's Mr. KTU 101 coming at you with another live one. I think I'm ready for this, JC. I think I'm ready.
Okay, because you want to bring this topic up of our single parents during damaged goods. What's your thoughts about that, though?
Our single parents damaged goods.
Yeah.
I guess it all references who you talk to. You see what I'm saying? I seen something where you tagged me and somebody said, you know, a lot of times single fathers, they don't get as much grief for being single parents as single mothers. I agree with that. I agree with that. I think anytime that you have a situation where you have a child involved and you're forced to raise that child by yourself. And here's the thing, this is what I mean by yourself. So I want to establish some things right up front. By yourself, that means you don't get no financial support. You don't have a support system. That means you are there by yourself, changing diapers, making sure that kid go to school, making sure that kid has something to wear, making sure that kid eats. So you don't have a support system. So you're by yourself. You are a single parent. So with that being the case, I think a lot of times it's so difficult for single parents to date because either two things, either they wait too long or they start too quickly. What you think?
Yeah, you're right about that. What's going on, Velman? What's going on, Dad? What's going on, Letitia, Steph? Yeah, you're right about that. I feel like a single parent is the one that's, mostly raising the kids, mostly doing all of the dirty work. Um, but I really do feel that it is a double standard as far as single fathers as opposed to single mothers. I feel that single fathers get praised for just doing the bare minimum. You know, on the other hand, we like to bash single mothers for doing the same job. Like it's something new that that a father is picking his kids up, or it's something new that a father is taking his daughter to a doctor's appointment. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of times, dads they kind of get the praise, and they might not be doing half the stuff that the mother might be doing behind the scenes.
You know what? This is something I want to establish from the jump. When we say
Okay.
single parent, that applies to both men and women. Do we agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when we break down and we give the breakdown for single women who are parents and single men who are parents, I think we need to be very keen on saying those things because me personally, a single parent to me is a single parent. Whether you're a male or a female, it's a single parent. The responsibility is the same. To be a role model, to be a protector, to be a provider. So I don't want to say that because you're a single parent and you're a woman, your job is going to be harder than you as a single parent as a man. You see what I'm saying? I think it's equal across the board. Now, I think that how people view single mothers and how people view single fathers is different. So I agree with you there. So let's talk about those two things, and then we can get into the overall thing. So what did you say about single mothers with children? How do you feel society views them?
I feel like a lot of times they feel like they're undisposable. They don't really deserve any kind of love, any kind of attention. As
Mm,
opposed to a single father is a lot of times father they get praised for doing the bare minimum. Because I have an old coworker of mine. He barely sees his son, but every time he sees his son, he takes
mm-hmm,
pictures of him going to, basketball game, going to, the doctor. He really doing the groundwork, and his child mother's doing all the work, but he's the one getting all the praise online, because people see the photos, or just when they're out and about, they see him with his son. It's like, oh, he's so
mm-hmm,
handsome. He looks just like you. You know what I'm saying? But he's
mm-hmm.
not the one doing most of the groundwork. But he's the one getting
That
all
that's
the
a good.
praise like that of the year just because he's spending, maybe a Saturday. But who's up? Who's raising the kid Monday through Friday? Waking the kid up, going to school, etc. But if you're the one getting the credit on the weekends
Okay.
or when you feel like it.
That's a good point. But here's what I want to make sure that we establish. Here's the thing. What happens is, especially in today's society, we do things called let's go to the court. Okay. Now, when you decide that you want to go to the court, certain things happen that are more now structured and laid out. If I decide to take a person to court, let's say I decide to take somebody to court, right? The court is going to establish a structure. That means if you have to pay child support, when you can see that child, and the other things that you're obligated to do, medical and dental. Y'all stay with me, right? So here's the thing. Also, what's established is visitation. Now, visitation is established the first, third, and the fifth week of the month. You're only going to see that child during that time frame. So if during that time frame you decided that you wanted to take those photos and post those photos and whatever the case may be, no, you don't get parent of the year. But according to the documentation that you have from the court, that's what you abide by. So no, you don't get a lot of kudos. However, you're abiding by the court order that you guys that you guys wanted to be in place. So a lot of times when you see single parents, the issue is that for the mothers, the single mothers, the father don't want to be there. The father don't want to be there, and they need the court system. However, the court system can also be used as a I'm gonna get back at you type situation. And now it's like, well, you wanted me to see my child on the first, third, and the fifth instead of me seeing my child every day or every other day. You wanted these stipulations in place. So I don't see a lot of fathers, single fathers, doing that to mothers, but I see a lot of mothers doing that to single fathers. So let's talk about that a little bit, bro. Let's elaborate if y'all see y'all understand that.
What's going on, Tanisha? What's going on, Randy? Renee? But yeah, I mean, I just feel that a lot of single fathers are not going to go to court because maybe they feel like they can do it by themselves, as opposed to
Hmm.
a single mother doing it. Maybe to get back at the father, but that's just, or maybe just to, make sure the father is active. But like we said before, like I've said before when we had our discussion about child support, that's
Hmm.
just doing the bare minimum. You know what I mean? So, you're going in and out of court. That's just doing the bare minimum as far as what all the child needs to live and survive out here. You know.
JC, I think that's unfair to the people who have to go to court. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the thing. If me as a custodial parent, I decide that I want to take you to court as a non-custodial parent, and I want to establish child support, visitation, and whatever else, and I want to get it documented, and I want the state of whatever to enforce it. Now that I have you as the non-custodial parent on the hook for child support, visitation, etc., I can't then turn around and call you a deadbeat because you don't spend as much time with your children based on the court order. So it's either you want to use the court or you don't want to use the court. And like I said, I don't see a lot of fathers based on my 20-year tenure in the military, then retiring, but just actually talking to other people. I don't see a lot of fathers saying, well, you know what? I'm going to drag this lady through the court system and I'm going to tell her when she can see her child, when she can't see her child, and what support she needs to give for her child. So it's just like you kind of, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So if you're going to use the court system and you want that person to abide by the visitation rules, you can't then turn around and say, well, they're free not to parent. They're not parenting, and that's I don't think that's fair to the non-custodial parent, because they only can do what the court system, because that's what you wanted to get involved, allows them to do. They can't violate the court visitation piece. What do you think about that?
No, like I said, you're right about that. I mean, they can only do so much according to the courts. There are a lot of stuff you couldn't do outside of the courts system as well. You don't have to just go by what the court like tells you to do. You know, as far as just doing for your child. Because like I said, that's like I said, you said sending money, but you got to make sure you spend time with your kids and make sure they have your presence, your voice, not just feel like you're just financially there. You know, you're there emotionally, you're there uh, as far as being there dependable, you know.
Miss Horton she says, I'm pretty sure if the father wanted to pick up the kid up anytime, the mother would not disagree. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make sure that this conversation is as realistic as possible. The reason why you're in the court, first of all, is because you and the other person don't see eye to eye. You understand what I'm saying? So when you decide, you know, I want to go pick up my son or daughter today. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to do that because you and that other person don't see eye to eye, which is the reason the court helps establish visitation. Now, here's the thing: they can increase in visitation or give you the minimum visitation that's allocated for the state that you're in. Now, a lot of women will say, well, if the father wants to be more involved, if the father wants to be around their child, they'll just go see their kid. Not always the case. Not always the case, because the situation, if they're not able to co-parent, if they're not able to actually communicate, that's not going to happen. So what happens is the establishment of child support and the visitation is executed based on what the court has laid out. So I don't think that makes you less of a parent. If you're abiding by the visitation and that you both agreed to, you can't then turn around and say, well, the non-custodial parent is not a parent. It's not a real parent. It's unfair. If you want to go through the court system, you have to abide by the court system rules.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I think a lot of times the women are kind of saying, as far as they're a lot of times they're begging the child father to be around. He doesn't want to be involved, and they're saying like at least if they're going to use child support, that's like I mean, go to the court system. That's like the last motive. You know, it's not like they wake up, okay, I'm gonna put you on child support. If you was out there doing what you got to do, you know, the court's going to be needed. You know, you're out there providing, doing what you got to do to provide for the kids, then they really would need to use the court system. You know what I'm saying? It's there so you can know what you need to do, what you need to pay out, what you need to address. It's not there as far as to get revenge over a dude, even though there are some women that actually do that. But like I said, that's why you got to be cautious of whoever you sleep with and whoever you be mindful of that too, because this is the person who's carrying your legacy, your progeny, and you got to make sure that person who you're sleeping with gets good insight for you and your child's well-being, regardless if y'all together or not. And you know.
So Miss Horton is saying she's saying some great stuff. I don't know if you want to read it or you want me to read it. Don't matter.
I mean, I'll read it. I'll read it.
Okay, cool.
He said most women don't go to the court system until after the man has proven that he doesn't want to do his part. If you're in the child's life on a daily basis, the woman 98% of the time will along with you and not the court. Okay, what's your thoughts about that?
I think that's on a case-by-case basis. A lot of times when you talk about child support between two parents, it's never something that is a pleasant thing. It's never an, oh yeah, you just did child support or not. It's always something that was in my opinion, used as a gut punch. Case in point, I knew a woman who actually was talking about putting a man on child support before the baby was even born. Before the baby even walked, before the baby could even wear Pampers, I'm putting you on child support. What? Like, huh? Like, I mean, you sit back and you listen to those things because child support is used as a weapon. It's not, here's the thing. A lot of times, and I know women get tired of, oh, men are always complaining. Men are always, and my thing about it is a lot of time a woman who has a child, it wasn't the child that they really wanted. It was the man. And then when that man, for some reason, Something happens and you guys go your separate ways. Now it's like, okay, now I'm gonna do something. Now I'm gonna turn up. If that man has a new life, a new wife, or whatever the case may be, it's like I'm going to do something to gut punch. I'm gonna do something because, like you said, if you're hospitable, if you're able to say, you know what, anytime you want to come get your kid, come get your kid. If your kid needs diapers and I can call you or text you and say your kid needs X, Y, and Z, and that man provides. But here's the thing, ladies. Here's the thing, guys. You can't be screaming and hollering child support before the baby's even born, because now you're saying, what is this really about? What is it? You didn't give that man a chance to fail. Listen to me. You didn't give that man a chance to fail. So when you run to the court system and say, well, I'm going to put him on child support, you didn't give him a chance to fail. He didn't miss any special appointments or whatever the case may be. The child wasn't even born yet. So for those people, those cases, yeah, child support is used for a weapon.
Okay, Ms. Horton said, me and my daughter's father, we don't see eye to eye on too many things, but I would never ever tell him not to come to the house to see his daughter or pick her up to go to school and I have lunch with her. I'm a single woman, but I'm not a single mother. Her father is very image involved. I do applaud him for that.
No doubt. Kudos. Kudos. We
Yeah,
appreciate you
that's
saying that.
respect. That's
That's
respect. Yeah, that's respect that y'all can, like I said, go out there and co-parent and not, and it'd be at ease, where there's no kind of friction towards each other, and y'all do what's best for the child and, make sure that both are active within the child's life. That's good. Randy said, many times the custodial visitation is not agreed to by both parties. When the
right.
two parties cannot agree, the judge set up the visitation.
Totally agreed. Totally agreed. I totally agree with that statement and most of the statements that have been made. But this is not about child support. This is not about child support. This is about parents. Are they damaged goods? Are single parents damaged goods? And right off the bat, I want to tell you guys that I don't think that single parents are damaged goods. I think that single parents wait too long to date, or they start dating too quickly. You see what I'm saying? After you get out of a relationship, whatever happened inside that relationship, you have to have time to process what happened. You understand what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times when you don't get that chance to process what happened, you feel that void, whether you're a male or a female, you feel that void with the first thing available. And when you feel that void, what you do is you compound that hurt. You can compound that rip in your heart or whatever mentality that you have, and it now manifests. And the next time you hurt, all that pain is now bigger than what it was before. You have to take time to heal and regroup and find out who you are. What you think about that, JC?
Yeah, you're right about that. It's all about healing. It's all about knowing who you are, having identity. But as far as them being damaged good, I don't think nobody is damaged good as far as whether they have kids or don't have kids. I feel like if you're a man, you're a woman, and you know your core value or your principle is, look, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to date a person with kids, then that's what you should go by, and not waste anybody's time or string somebody along because, they do have kids involved in the kids. They can't be attached to you. So, just be best if you see someone say, "Oh, I have a child," and it doesn't line up to your core values, then it's like, okay, that's great, but I look for somebody without kids, and there's nothing wrong with that. Look for someone with or without kids. It's all according to your core values and your preference and your standards. What's going on,
I think.
Sonny, Christina,
Go ahead.
Courtney, Mason? What were you gonna say?
No, I was just about to say, when you hit on core values, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I think a lot of people think that your core values, they go left or right, depending on if you are by yourself or if you're actually a single parent and you have those kids. Here's the thing, man, you have to add your kids into your values, the things that you prioritize. That means your next relationship, the person that you're dealing with, should they be able to immediately come around your children? That's something based on your core values, your common sense, your education, your life experience, that you say this either works for me or it doesn't work for me. But you got to understand emotionally, you know what I'm saying, what this is doing to your child. That rip that you feel in your heart, that rip that you feel, or the betrayal, whatever it is that you feel that has caused the separation or breakup between you and that man, you and that woman, or man or woman, whatever it is, that rip and that break, your children feel that rip and break. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a psychology to it. So if every time I get into a new relationship, I'm now introducing this new woman to my child, and it's a repetitive cycle. It's a repetitive cycle, and what makes us look damaged, what makes us look damaged as men and women, we don't know how to mitigate what we say and what we do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the person that I was in a relationship with, and I'm going to constantly spew out hate. I'm going to constantly spew out my discontentment for that person in front of my children. And now your children now thrive off of that and now think that this is appropriate in reference to how relationships act because you never took the time to heal.
Okay, Randy said, I believe one of the issues is the single parents introduce the ones they are dating to their children too soon. Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, it should be a waiting period, like I said, according to your core values, your core needs, as far as when's a good time to introduce your kids to whoever you date. That goes for men and women.
Definitely, definitely,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
You gotta have a period within yourself. Like I said, no one can tell you like when that period is, but I do feel like it should be a period when you feel comfortable with the individual to, hey, this is my son, this is my daughter. Like, 'cause you don't want
We
to just be a situation where you're dating multiple people and you're having different people around your kid. That's a life struggle, and you never know what may or may not happen. Not to say that if someone you're dating 3 to 4 months from now, all of a sudden you introduce them to your kids. Not saying that it doesn't nothing bad will happen there. I'm just saying you'll be more aware of the person, because you guys have the time to figure each other out. So, there should be a
I,
waiting period as far as when you introduce your kids to your mate. You know.
we as human beings, when we go through relationships that don't work out, there has to be a healthy way that we recover. There has to be something that we do that's healthy based on how we recover. So that goes to putting people around you that's going to help you recover, that's not going to steadily put on you the hardship. Girl, I heard that she was in he was in a new relationship, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my man, I heard that she was in a new relationship. You got to put people around you that's going to help you recover in a healthy fashion. Help you recover to the point where you can actually say, this is who I am. I'm a parent. I'm responsible. I'm an adult. I'm a role model. I'm a protector. I'm a provider. So you got to have people around you that's willing to help you recover healthy. And when they see unhealthy practices coming from you, they got to be able to correct those things too.
Yeah, you're right about that. What's going on, Izzy? What's going on, Remy? What's going on, Christina? Like I said before, I mean, as far as like I said, you gotta have people around you that's gonna help you, that's gonna motivate you, that's gonna tell you when you're in the right, when you're in the wrong. And like I said, you gotta deal with all your core values. Whoever you deal with, they have to like love kids. They have to be involved as far as some kind of youth activities. That way, you kind of like, okay, this person is trustworthy. You know what I mean? Because they're around kids. This person be a good role model, for my kids. So you gotta like when you're dealing with people, you gotta see if they even like kids. Like what's the question you need to be asking need to be towards like family. What's their view on family? Are they family oriented? You don't
Miss
want to just
King just said a good point. She just said a good point, man. You gonna read that?
yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it.
Okay,
Ms.
cool.
King said, "What do you think about people who keep jumping into one relationship after the other before taking time to see down there and end up in the same situation over and over again? Also with kids involved with this kind of situation or the kind of things I believe that does not set a good example for the kid really. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it's not good. It's not good to keep seeing your mom or your dad with different people, you know, coming in and out your life like it's a revolving door and stuff. You want to make sure somebody that's there for your mom is actually there for the kids as well, and not just there just for the benefits. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why I say as far as people just need to be honest with their intentions and honest with them themselves and what they want out of the situation. Because person that have kids, they might have an issue as far as meeting up for dates or getting stuff going on, then yeah, that might not be the person you need to be with. You know, like I said, there are all these people out here, and you should deal with someone when they have kids. Like that's on you, because a lot of people out here don't have kids. It just because somebody don't have kids, I mean that they're everything's going right in their own right. You know, and I don't
Right.
think kids are valuable. I feel like they're a blessing, but I feel like it's to the right person, to the right situation, or the right man, the right woman for each situation. What's your thoughts on it?
So I agree with you, brother. My thing about it is, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys break up, you go your separate ways. Listen to me. Break up. No social media, no phone calls, no check with third parties, no go where they are. Break up. Give yourself a good solid 30 days of just you. Of just you, not worrying about nobody else, not wanting your friends to talk about that other person. Don't worry about it. Focus on you. I'm telling you right now, if you find a way to regain your sanity, to regain loving you, to evaluate, you know what? I didn't communicate that well in the last relationship. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't that open-minded in the last relationship. I wasn't spontaneous in the last relationship. I didn't promote as much consistency in the last relationship. That is the time when you do a self-reflection. That's the time when you do a self-reflection, and you also get with friends that who have positive relationships, who are in good relationships, and you talk to them. You say, you know what? I'm doing a self-assessment right now. See, those people that get out of a relationship and the first thing they do is they want to tell everybody how bad the other person was. Normally, they're the person who actually was the issue in that relationship. So with that being said, you gotta find some time to heal. You gotta find some time to be positive, to regroup and restructure yourself. Because if you don't, the people that you bring around you or you put in your life and you now put in front of your children to look up to as role models, they're gonna be gone tomorrow. They're going to be gone tomorrow, and you're going to have to explain why another person was here and now gone.
Yeah, you're right about that. You know, what's going on, Lisa? What's going on, Charlene? Yeah, though, like you said before, like you was talking about, you know, you wanna do a self-assessment. You know, at the end of the game, at the end of the drive, you want to be like, you know, what could I have done better? You know, I'm not gonna point the finger. And what are the, what part did I play? What mistake did I play? And how can I improve on it so I can be a better me, so I can be a better mate to my next person? Because you know you don't self take the time to self analyze your own mistakes, your mishaps, then it's like, you know, you're not really gonna learn anything. You know, you can't sit down like, hey, what did I do? You know, what can I have done better? And you're always trying to point the finger. Then I don't really think you heal. I don't think you're ready for another relationship, because you're gonna keep whatever you had in that last relationship, you're gonna pour it onto the next one, and it's not gonna be able to,
Right. Good point.
um,
That was a good point.
it's not gonna be able to adjust, you know.
Miss Sexton says, how do you feel if your ex brings their new love in your life and introduce them to your children and the person does not like your child? I am asking in the sense that we are referencing to young teens and teenagers. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Um, if you bring a man or a woman around your children and they don't respect, we're gonna get to the love part. They don't respect your child. You understand what I'm saying? They don't act accordingly based on your core values, right? Around your child. Then shame on you for continuing to use those people or have those people around your child. That right there, we don't even need to beat up, because that right there is a common sense thing. You can't afford not to like my child. You understand what I'm saying? You can't afford not to respect my child. You can't afford not to be an adult around my child. Are you crazy? This is a privilege for you to be around my child. You understand what I'm saying? I would never bring a woman around my child or my children that didn't, first of all, have enough respect for me, to be a woman around my children. So, and vice versa. I don't think that women should bring men around their children that don't have respect for them or their children. So if the other parent has an issue with the person you're bringing around their child, to me, honestly, you don't need a court system from that. You don't need a court system to say, well, let me examine that. No, your common sense should be telling you, you know what, we not together, but that's the other parent. And they're telling me that, you know what, you're not the person that should be around their child. They have every right to speak up. Hopefully you speak up since you're the one bringing them around, but they have every right to speak up if that's an issue. We got to do better. That's a good point, though.
Yeah, that was a good question right there. But like I said, my response to the question is, just like Mario said, you gotta have your what's it called? You want to have your people around you that's gonna help you, that's gonna support you. If you don't respect your child or your children, then the person doesn't need to be around that person.
Fact.
You know what I mean? And
You
also
see what Miss
too,
Norris said?
what?
Miss
What'd you say?
Norris said, ladies right now, ladies, Jesus Christ. Ladies, listen to this. I'm going to read what Miss Norris just said. Also pay attention to the people who are only nice to your child to get closer to you. Listen, ladies, a lot of times you go through situations with the other parent. Don't think because that man has now decided, you know what, I'm going to go buy something for your kid. Or I'm going to praise your kid and take that one day, one weekend, 1 month, or whatever case may be. That person that's in that child's life temporarily does not supersede the father, and damn sure don't supersede the mother. This is as single parents. I want to talk to the single parents right now. You bring somebody in your life that you're trying to get to know, you're trying to get to build with, you're trying to figure out, or whatever case be. They're going to do things to win you over. They're going to do things to pull your heartstrings. Do not allow what they do to be broadcast to the point where you're now downplaying the co-parent, whether it's a male or a female. You got to watch that, because a lot of times you find people, whether social media, whether face-to-face, society, you see people who do that. Well, I've been with my boyfriend for a week and he's so amazing and he's such a great parent, but then you're downplaying the other parent. So we got to watch that, and those things promote being damaged in your mind. Those things promote you didn't heal before. You understand? So when you heal, you don't do those things. You're bringing healthy people around because you're healthy. Because they say hurt people, but hurt people also attract hurt people. Talk to me.
Yeah, you're right about that. Because anybody can buy your daughter a toy, your son a toy, or buy them a Happy Meal, etc. Like just for that moment. But you got to make sure that whoever you choose to be the stepfather or I like calling Russell Wilson, then that his intentions are pure for you, the child. He has a vision for you and your child, and vice versa. It's not just, okay, well, I'm gonna just get with you. I know you have a son, a daughter. I'm gonna help you out temporarily, so maybe for my own access, so I can get the goods. You want somebody that's there permanently, not just temporarily. And it's hard to really know who's there temporarily, who's there really wants to be there, like your Russell Wilson types of guys, because a lot of guys, they may put on masks. Same thing with women, they may put on masks too. So you really don't know unless you I take the time to date them and critique them. So you just got to be cautious of whoever you bring around, and just be wary of whoever is doing any kind of favor for them. Just be kind of cautious of that too, and don't get too focused on the moment as well.
Okay. Somebody made a comment that says, so what about the absent parent that's really absent for real? So here's the thing, man. I want to make sure our foundation on this next statement is real. And we can all kind of go from this foundation. When you say absent, that is a man or woman that decides, I don't want to have nothing to do with you or that child. I don't care if the child is sick. I don't care what school the child goes to. I don't care where they live. I don't care if you have electricity. I don't care if you have food. I do not want to support you. That's what I mean by absent. Okay, so hopefully we can agree on absent, right? Now, here's the thing. If you, as a man or a woman, fall into that category where someone has told you that, they have told you that they don't give a damn what happens, whatever, right? Then their opinion don't matter. I'm gonna be real as hell. Their opinion don't matter. You date who you want to date. You do what you want to do. But if you have someone that's active, if you have someone that's trying to support you in the manner in which the support is set up, either through the court system or through you guys talking and being on some type of adult level, then cool. If you have somebody there that's doing that, then cool. I'm not saying you need to give them praise or whatever, but you need to appreciate it. You should appreciate it. But if you have someone that is truly absent, they told you they don't want to be a part of that kid's life. They don't want to know about that kid. They don't want to deal with that kid. Then hey, all bets are off. All bets are off.
Yeah, Remy said when you become a single parent, you have to 10 times more be more careful about who you bring around your kids. Also, don't introduce your kids to a man or woman unless you plan on being married or moving in together. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, like I said, it's all about the intention. The intention has to be pure and not just something just casual. Unless that's what you want. You want something casual, then yeah, go for it. But if you want somebody as far as helping your kid out with their schoolwork, helping out with their homework, helping out with you go on a doctor's appointment, dentist appointments, it's like you gotta make sure that a person is real authentic and not just there just for the short run. And
So, you see what Miss Nora said? Miss Nora says when you become a single parent, you have to be 10 times more vigilant in being careful who is, well, brought, it should be brought around your kids. Also, I would say don't introduce your children to men. Don't, it scrolled up. I would also say don't introduce your children to men or women unless you are either going to marry them or move in together. So here's the thing. I agree to a certain degree, Ms. Norris. I wouldn't say that you're ready to marry them or move in with them. I say once you get a full understanding, a warm and fuzzy of who they are as a person. Let's say the person that you're dating, they have other children. Well, what's their relationship like with them? What's their relationship like with their other children's parent, whether it's a male or a female, whoever you're dating? I would examine all that stuff or whatever, how they talk to one another, how he treats his kids or how she treats her kids. I would look at all those things and then bring them into the situation and say, you know what? I'm going to give you an opportunity to meet my child, maybe at a park or something. You see what I'm saying? And see how you guys interact or whatever case may be. You can't just bring them around them, or better yet, you can't just throw them on your children. I'm going to move you in right away. Now you're forcing these people on your kids, and you're forcing your kids to say, well, here's mom's new boyfriend, here's dad's new girlfriend, and it's like they have to deal with it. That's going to create a stressful environment because I never got say so. I never got a chance to weigh in or give my opinion about who this guy is. So that's definitely something to look at. But definitely great comment. Great comment.
yeah, like I said, you gotta vet whoever you're being with. What else? Remy said, you know, people prey on single mothers because of their vulnerability and your desire to want adult attention. Be careful out there. Also, if your child is telling you something is not right about the person, get rid of them. Child have a way of deflecting BS. But yeah, you're right about that. You know, like I said, like you were saying about like if they have a kid, how are they treating their kid? The only issue with that is that some parents, mostly men, they'll be a good stepfather to someone else's child but abandon their own. So
Mm.
you know that's a really tricky slope because just because he doesn't treat your kid with respect then just because he doesn't treat his kid with respect doesn't mean he's not gonna treat your respect. But if you're dealing with a man who doesn't take care of responsibility, he's not taking care of, he's not active in his own children. Like you have children, then that might not be a good fit for you. And a lot of women they are guilty of that, having a man around that not only he's not doing anything for his own children, but they're okay with him providing for their own someone else's child. So that's something
But
that
see,
you gotta
JC,
there.
JC, let's not run from that, brother. Let's not run from that, brother. Here's the thing. If a man is providing as a stepdad for children that are not biologically his, but will not provide for his own children, the burden on that is that woman made a poor decision. You should not be dealing with that man. Hold on. If a man allows a woman to come into his life, right, and she has other children, and she's not supporting those other children, but she cooking for your children every night. She washing dishes, she making beds, all types of stuff. You as a man should not be dealing with that woman. Because if you do not support your biological kids, at some point you're gonna stop supporting mine. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make the hard decisions and say, you know what? I don't want no parts of that. I don't want no. Now there's a difference between somebody saying you a deadbeat versus you actually being a deadbeat. You got to do your research, do your fact checking and all that good stuff or whatever. But if they are willingly and blatantly not supporting their children, but supporting yours, you got to ask yourself, like, man, do I really want to be in this relationship?
Yeah, like I said, you're right about that. Like I said, they not supporting their own kids, then, what makes you think he's gonna support your kids for how long, because he may be there just for you, then y'all split up, he may not do nothing for your own kids, so you gotta be mindful of that. That's the only thing for the whole Sierra Russell Wilson situation. I have an issue with Sierra is the fact that, future guys, 5, 6 other baby mothers, and you just want to be a seventh or an eighth one. You know what I mean? Like that's poor judgment on her character. But I'm glad she found. I'm so glad that Russell found her. But that's a bad situation. The man got 4, 5, 6 kids. He's not taking care of them. Then why would you want to be your 6th or 7th, 8th baby mother and thinking that you're gonna make them change? So that was my issue with Sierra.
What you make a great point. Miss Norris is really pounding out some great points right now. You know what I'm saying? First of all, let's deal with the Sierra situation. Russell Williams. First of all, kudos to Russell Williams for seeing the positive, the good, the strong in that woman and saying, regardless of what your situation is, I'm willing to build with you. Matter of fact, forget build with you. I'm willing to marry you and show the world that I'm serious. So hey, kudos to that brother. Kudos to Sierra for saying that, you know what, I'm not going to allow myself to stay in this black hole or allow myself to be damaged goods and start dating positive men. Start dating men that are serious about supporting me and my child. So kudos to both of them in their relationship. Now let's talk about what Miss Norris is saying. Miss Norris she says, unfortunately, a lot of people will date those who take care of their children rather than their biological children. Narcissism is real. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get with someone, you're dealing with somebody, and they pride themselves on continuously telling you how bad their ex was. Now, there is one thing to make a statement. Hey, things ain't work out between me and my ex. So, I had to cut that off or I had to leave the situation. If that becomes a constant reminder, if that becomes consistent on a daily basis, then you are in the wrong relationship. You are in the wrong relationship. If someone is supporting your child and not consistent with supporting their own child, you are in the wrong relationship. You got to look at it and you have to be able to make the hard call. And that's the problem with our society today. We don't like making the hard call. Everything is fun, glit, and glamour. And then we find out we've been
Yeah.
dealing with somebody a year, 2 years, 3 years. And then after a while, we realize we don't even like each other, but we just dealing with each other. And now we dealing with each other to the point where there are kids involved. And then it's too late. What up, JC? Talk to me.
No, like I said, you're right about that. Let's say that is a red flag. You're dealing with somebody who doesn't even support their own biological kids. I think a lot of women and some men they're guilty of doing that. Like I said, you gotta vet these people out. You gotta have your core value. You gotta have your own standards and weed 'em out the wheat. People will show you who they are. Long you talking to them. But people can't put on masks. So they are a lot of guys or people are in wolves and sheep's clothing. So a lot of times you won't know. You won't know, but at the end of the day, like at least you try to actually vet this person out without just going trusting that person with your heart. You know what I mean? What's going on, Gabriella?
I think there's a lot
Janine?
of things we don't talk about in society. Like we don't talk about women who like seek out men that are single parents. Like we'll say that men prey on single women that are parents, but we don't say that women will prey on men that are single parents. And that's odd that we don't have those type of conversations. That's interesting. Like I've never heard that conversation had literally, and that's odd. Why do you think that's odd, JC? First of all, do you even think that happens? Do you think that there are women out there that deliberately find single parents to prey on? Do you think that even happens?
I mean, me honestly, I really don't. I mean, I think it does happen, but I don't think it's going to be news flash. You know what I mean? It's one of the situation where it's kind of like the man is the one doing it towards the woman and not the other way around. But I'm pretty sure it does happen. I never heard that a dad say that. It's one of those situations where if a guy gets raped, it's a lot differently than a woman getting raped. It's one of those situations like that.
Mm.
Like guys kind of look at that situation like, okay, well, good job, or oh, I wish I had that type of teacher. So it's not the same type of response, even though it should be viewed the same if a woman or a man does the same crime.
I
But
think
it's just
there is a
not.
matter of
You know what I mean?
I think there is a matter of equality. When we have conversations and a lot of times we see women, what I'm saying, they get the blunt of the criticism based on how our society is. They get the blunt of criticism when it comes to raising children, when it comes to dressing, when it comes to adding additional, what I'm saying, things to their hair, or to their eyes, or to their breasts, or to their buttocks, or to their chest. So it's a lot of criticism that goes on. And I think the balance for that criticism that goes towards women is to attack, or to make statements about men, and sometimes you got to try to find a happy medium. So when you start talking about single parents and are they damaged goods, I think that based on what a person goes through, and then based on how healthy they heal, creates a situation where they can actually be in a healthy situation.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you on that. But as far as like when you talk about damaged goods, I mean, some women like I said, they can't really have kids, and they may want to deal with a single father, because they know they can't have any kids, and they wouldn't mind being with a single father and help, being that mother figure to the child. So it works both. I mean, it works both ways. That situation.
I want to make sure we read these next statements. Miss Norris, hold on, let me click this down. Kind of
Yeah, she
moving.
on fire tonight. I like
Yeah,
that.
she definitely doing her thing. She
Everybody,
says
yeah, everybody comment. Comment. Y'all have any questions? Go and comment. Feel free to comment.
when you date a single parent, please look at the situation they left. It can provide you with a potential look into the possible future. If they always have something bad to say about the ex, please move with caution. That is that. Listen, we I don't. Can I give you 1,000 likes right now? Because that proof that showcases a lot. I don't have time to date somebody new who's always worried about their ex. I can't build with you. You understand what I'm saying? I can't get serious about you if every other day it's a conversation about your ex. It's you looking at their social media. It's you trying to check to see where they at. It's you trying to downplay them in reference to their character or whatever case may be. Like, what about you and I? So that is a great point coming from Miss Norris or whatever case may be. Miss Saxon says, so if you have never heard of that situation that happened, how do you know it is true? Are you judging or assuming? So I think she's referencing the fact that I said that are there women out there that prey on single men with kids, single parents? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I said I never had that conversation or I never heard it talked about, but not that I never seen it. So here's the thing. Just like men find single women attractive, single women find men who are single parents attractive. So it really does, it's not a matter that this person has kids or not. It's just a matter of I'm attracted to that man, so I'm willing to either tolerate or be a part of that man in his child's life or whatever it case be. What I'm saying, it's not promoted to the point where women are wrong or doing wrongdoing when it comes to seeking out men with children. That's what that means. But I got it. Hopefully I answered that the way it needed to be answered. But I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, Remy said people who have no children can be damaged goods as well. People really need to stop. Yeah, you're right about that. But that's not really what the subject is tonight, though. We're talking about our single parents. But yeah, that's right, though. I mean, it goes both ways. People with or without kids. Some people without kids have more issues than people that have kids. So it all
Definitely.
depends on the individual. That's why you gotta vet these people and see y'all core values y'all line up. Make
It,
sure y'all compatible. 'Cause
if
sometimes y'all
you're
can have similar core values, and y'all can have
if
similar core values, but y'all might not be compatible. So it works both ways.
right.
So, what was you gonna say?
If you're okay, so if you're a self-centered person, you only care about yourself. Like the stars and the moon align around you, right? Knowing that now you're in a relationship with someone else, or you're dealing with somebody else, or whatever, and you guys decide to have a child. A lot of times, that self-centered or that selfishness or whatever, it doesn't deplete. It doesn't deplete. You understand what I'm saying? So now it's like you've brought a child into a situation that was already doomed from the start. So tonight we want to focus on, first of all, our single parents damaged goods. And I think it's based on the fact if you gave yourself time to heal. You either rushed into that relationship too fast or you waited too long to start dating. Those two scenarios, they really exist right now in our society. They really exist. That selfishness goes on the back burner. So you know what? Okay, Miss Saxon. So here's the thing. Um, are you forced to have to feed your child? Yes. Are you forced to have to dress your child? Yes. But the needs of your child is not as important if you're self-centered. That means Miss Norris actually just said, she said if you get with someone who's more upfront, promotes the negativity in reference to the bashing, slander of their ex, then guess what? That focus is not on the child. So if the main priority is I'm going to let you, the person I'm dealing with now that I'm dating, or I'm going to let social media know how bad my ex was, the focus is not on that child. So that's a sign of self-centeredness, of being self-centered, and it's also a sign of narcissism. So I mean that's where I'm going with that. But feel free to talk
Yeah.
to me because I see you kind of Texas thing.
But no, you're right about that. I mean, like I said, that'd be a red flag. You always on social media, you always say how bad somebody is. Like they could be that bad, but you don't. I don't have to. I wouldn't have to need to know about that every day, every other day. Like, okay, that would be a real red flag to me if I was dating somebody that had a child. You always bring up the negative. Like that wouldn't be really too appeasing to me. But it does happen. What's going on, Nicole, with Lisa? Gabriella said, as a woman who was diagnosed with intro, what's that word?
Metrus. I don't know what the. I don't know what it.
No, I'm not laughing at it. I'm just saying, I don't know. No,
I don't know
read
what
that.
that is.
At 22, I had a life-saving situation, or I would have died due to a aborted pregnancy. I opened to dating single father. If that's what God has the will for me, I love kids, but I can't have any. Like I said before,
No doubt.
some
No
women
doubt.
they can't have kids, and sometimes
Right.
they'll latch on to a
Right.
single father. So everybody can't have kids. So they'll just be blessed be just to have a child and treat the child as if it's their own. So props to
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, this is the perfect caveat to what my brother is saying. The perfect caveat to that statement right here. You know, feel, understand, recognize, appreciate a good parent. It's something about it. It's just something about it. What you can see, they don't even have to say anything. You can see their interaction with their child. You can see how they speak, how they carry themselves. This person is about their business. This is a person that I can trust to be around my children because they take care of their children. This is a person that I can build not only a personal relationship, but a professional relationship because they don't worry about all the negativity. They worry about the positive and the here and now. Those are people that show you I am not damaged goods. I am not a narcissist. I am not toxic. I am not anything that you can relate to bad behavior. Now that's powerful. And I'm talking about men and I'm talking about women. When you find somebody like that, that's a parent, that's powerful and strong, and they speak and they're able to articulate what it is that they want in a relationship up front, what they're not going to tolerate, what they are going to tolerate. That is powerful. They don't come confused. They don't sit with you for hours. They don't sit with you for days, and they don't sit with you minute after minute and try to talk about the last relationship and try to put you in a situation where you got to give your opinion on their ex that you don't know. Somebody talk to me.
Yeah, you're right about that. But like I said before, if you type of woman that or woman or man that's out there doing what you gotta do, that could really, increase your value as far as, you know, this is how mother and father that they are. And if I know if I do get with this person, this is type of treatment that my child would have. And, it could be and it could work for your benefits, like if you see her, instead of going out to the club, she wanna be in the home helping her child read or write or do some kind of like cross proposal. That could be really enticing to a man. Like, okay, she handle her business. Okay, this person, she on point, and she don't have no crazy baby father calling on her, and it's peace. They just they co-parent. They're not like they're missing each other, but when it comes down to raising their children, it's about the child, and it's not about them. It's not about I got to worry about them sleeping around with each other. It's strictly business as far as the best position for a child. That can be really positive to a man or a woman. You've
No
seen
doubt,
that
no doubt.
on those bases.
Miss Sexton is said, she says, but like Remy said, even though we are talking about single parents having baggage, but she said single people carrying baggage too. Both sexes carry baggage from previous relationships. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we realize that when you're human, you're going to bring some baggage to the relationship, to the new relationship. The difference is are you bringing a carry-on bag or are you bringing a full set of luggage? That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah.
If I sit down with my new girlfriend or potential wife and constantly talk about my ex and how they did me wrong, how they was this and how they were that, my focus is not my children. My focus is not the new relationship. My focus is not my daily business. My focus is not healthy. So there's a difference. So whether you're a male or you're a female, you got to look at the person that's sitting in front of you that you're dealing with and say, well, we going on a flight. We only going to be there for the weekend. You don't need that much luggage. But you're trying to get all this luggage on this plane. We ain't got time for that. So we got to learn how to cut people off. We got to learn how to stop dealing with those types of people, those type of narcissists, those type of damaged people or whatever. And this can be both male and females. Both male and female. Somebody talk to me.
Yeah. Like I said, before I answer your question, I always want to say, about the whole baggage. Yeah, both men and women both have baggage, but if you're going to accept somebody, you have to take their flaws too, not like permanent as far as abusiveness or but sometimes some people they may need help as far as being tidy around the house or they may need help dressing, little things. But when it comes down to being excessive, that's when you really don't need all that kind of drama, kind of headache. But people do bring drama to the relationship or baggage to the relationship, men and women. But it all depends on what you're trying to deal with. Like you said, part of the carry on and an oversized bag. It's like whatever your tolerance level is. It all depends on your core values. Once again, what you're willing to deal with, what you're willing to put up with. So everybody have it, vice versa. So okay. There's Norris said, Ms. Brimby said, the most caring people I've met have children. The people who don't own a child like no other are very valuable to the world because their love is selfish. People need to look at you as an individual who happens to be a single parent, not as a single parent who happens to be whatever your name is. Yeah, yeah. I do feel like a lot of women or men they may get the bad vibe as far as just because they have a child, they may be bad, etc. But nah, because they have a child, you don't ever know. That's why you gotta go in there and vet these people out. 'Cause you don't know what her situation is. You don't know how she got the child. Just like you would send me the email. Some of these women they might have been raped. They might have been
Right.
situations. So you really don't know why she's a single parent. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the situation until you actually sit down and have a conversation about what's going on. And from that conversation, you can kind of vet to see if this person you want to be with or not. So everybody's situation is different. You don't know everybody's story, etc.
I think based on where you are, and who you deal with, if you're seen and deemed a certain way. If you have, let me put it like this. If you are in high school, 9th, 10th grade, 11th grade, and you've had a child, society has a way of saying shame on you. Do women or young girls get do they get shunned for that? They do. Do the boy or the man involved in that situation, does he get shunned as much? They don't. That's just me being honest. Here's the thing. As a grown man who has respect for women, if I meet a woman who has a child, she's a single parent, my first thought is not, let me shun her. That's not my first thought. If I'm established, I'm doing what it is that I'm doing. When I meet you, I'm going strictly off of how you carry and present yourself. So if you carry yourself in a way that is demeaning, derogatory, then that's how you're going to be treated, but not solely off the purpose that you have a child, and vice versa, and vice versa. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. Your brother said, "How are we singles supposed to?" She said, "How are we as single without kids? How help support those who have kids in relationships, respectively, to both the kids and your significant other?" I mean, I feel like you can help by just being honest with them, just help them out as far as as far as what they need help, as far as schoolwork, homework, just need advice, just need a mentor, need advice. Nothing wrong with being a healthy hand to help nourish that development. I feel like I don't feel like a lot of people could be on different paths if they had the type of help or had sought out help from the beginning, you know. So it's always important to have somebody older to sit down with you, talk to you, teach you some things, because You know, all the positive, you can't get enough of that. You know, you need people that's willing to be, you know, good stepfathers, just good stepmothers, and just, you know, be loving and caring towards the children.
So here's a great point that you just made. Here's a great point that you just made. Find positive people, right? We have to have more positive friends than turn up friends. We got to have more positive friends than turn up friends. Everything is not a reason to get loud. Everything is not a reason to get disrespectful. Everything is not a reason to say, I'm going to one up you. You got to have the friends that say, that's not worth it. Calm down. Think about the situation. Do better. Be better. You got to have those friends. And the thing about it is, our society doesn't promote having those type of friends. They promote, or it promotes, having friends that's always lit, that's always ready to be in a club, that's always ready to fight, that's always ready to be about that life. Not raise kids. Raising kids, that's on the back burner. That's on the back burner. Being a good parent is buying your kids Jordan and the latest game to play on some type of game system. That's being a good parent. Girl, you seen them new Jordans I put on my son? Bro, you seen that fly haircut I got for my son? Ain't nobody talking about saving money for college. Those are the type of people you want to date. Hey, have you started saving money for your kids for college? Hey, have you thought about this or thought about that, or putting them in a fine arts academy? Those are the people you want to build with, not the people that saying, you know what, every weekend I'm at the club turning up. them the people you bringing around your kids talking about we about to have a positive relationship. No, we not. No, we not. So we make the decision ladies, fellas, you notice what I'm saying? I said we make the decision to bring these people around our life that automatically start talking to us like they crazy. Like either we in high school or we in our freshman year of college. No, this real life. These real kids. If we don't do what we're supposed to do and we don't set the examples we're supposed to set, guess what's going to happen? They're going to follow us and they're going to repeat the cycle. It's not going to be about family. It's not going to be about positive relationship and being consistent. It's not going to be about providing. It's not going to be about anything good. It's going to be about what you driving. How much money you making? Are you a boss? You a diva? You a bad? That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a husband or you're looking for a wife, then you need to carry yourself accordingly. You need to conduct your business accordingly. If you're not doing that, then what you're doing is you're telling the world that I'm damaged goods. I'm willing to accept anybody and bring anybody around my children. Somebody talk to me.
Yeah,
Somebody
what's
talk
going
to me.
on, Naya? What's going on, Amanda? But yeah, like I said, I mean, like I said, get people that's gonna be like, hey, what was last book you read? You know, not the latest Jordan, not the latest hair product. You know, sit down with them. Like, okay, what's going on? What's really going on in school? What's going on with your teachers? You know, oh, okay, you got a bad grade. How can
Mm-hmm.
we get your grades
Mm-hmm.
to an A point? You know, I think we poke our priorities is so out of whack. Like you worried about the wrong things and you have your child, like, no, like let's worry about how we get our school. You know, what are you eating? You know, are you eating good, healthy food? Like, what is your child eating? Like, you know, like how many books has she read, or how many books have you read? Like I felt like we're so worried about the wrong negative things, and that's what really pushes out there. But as far as you want something stable, something real, then you got to get people that's not about the turn up like you said earlier. You know?
Let me be clear on something before somebody take what I said out of context. It's okay to be able to go to the club. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to let your hair down. For me, I don't have hair, but it's okay to do those things. What I'm saying is that can't be the majority of the time. That can't be what you exercise and you promote the majority of the time. I'm telling you right now, there are people that promote going to the club, turning up, being ratchet, being loud. I'm talking about men and women that promote all of these things that society say is important. but don't promote their own family. That don't promote their own family. People, it's like, don't you got kids? How you doing this? Like, seriously, how you saying this if you got kids? You are promoting who and what you are. You are promoting who and what you are. And then when you get into a relationship where you're saying, this man is never in the house, always at the club. This man is a womanizer, or this female is a hoe. This female is a this, and this man is, you attracted those people. You attracted those, your social media brought those people to you. You accepted those people. You brought those people into your house to live. Then when the relationship didn't work out, guess what you did? Instead of saying, what did I do wrong? You didn't do that. You decided, I'm going to replace the bad people with more bad people and not change your way of thinking. Somebody talk to me. Come on, bro.
Yeah, you're right
Come
about
on,
that.
man.
I mean, when you see the red flags, you gotta hit it at the roots, you know. Like, 'cause you got, like, I understand you was turned up by a dude going out there partying and smoking, getting high every week, and now all of a sudden you have a child by him. Now all of a sudden you think he gonna change. Like, no, that's who you had a child by. Like, it may not be a guy that out there. You might ignore a dude who's working a 9 to 5 and just come home all about his family. Cause he may tell me he's boring. He's not exciting enough, and I feel like, and vice versa for women too. Women that might just work and come home, they don't have no kind of social life. They don't have the nice accent that got that men like, but that might not be the one that's for you. You know, that's out there in the club. Like that might be the one that might be quiet into her books, her studies. That might be the one that you might need to be, paying attention more to, not the one that put herself out there. That might not be the one for you, but you tend to.
JT, great points, brother. But I want to do something before I get off this live, man. I want to
Okay.
say something. I want to make a statement that if it rattles people's cages and they get upset, that's okay, because I can deal with that. If you, as a single parent, are dating the same way that you were dating when you were single, you deserve every ounce of failure that you receive. I'm going to say this one more time. If you, as a single parent, are dating the same way you dated when you didn't have no kids, you didn't have the responsibility of raising someone, and you're dating the same way as someone with children, you deserve every ounce of failure you receive. That means you can't come to faith, you can't come to social media and start crying and complaining. This relationship didn't work out because you were dating the same way. You brought the same mindset to the situation. You brought the same mindset. Because someone who prides themselves on loving their children, on respecting their household, on understanding the value of time and energy and effort, they're not gonna, it's gonna be a different type of energy. It's gonna be a different type of conversation. Women who respect their children, they're not going to waste times with nobodies. Brother, I can tell you ain't, oh, you ain't got no type of ambition, nothing. I can tell by the way you carry yourself that you don't have respect for yourself. So I know you ain't gonna have respect for me. God forbid if I have a daughter or a son, I know you're not gonna show them the right thing to do. We gotta do better. We gotta put people around us that's gonna inspire us to say, you know what, man, I know you can do better. Yeah, I know you kind of fell off a little bit, but I got you. Come here, let me hug you real quick and talk to you. We put people around us that help promote us being hurt, that help promote us being bitter, that help promote us being damaged, and we wonder why we can't get out our rut, why it's been 6 months, why it's been a year, and we're still talking about our exes. Huh? Why our children are sitting around the house looking at us gossip and be bitter and be vindictive. I'm talking about men and women. Put people around you that are going to inspire you to think outside the box, grow your business, go get further education, seek healthy relationships. Be spontaneous and go outside the norm and reach outside the box. If you're still doing the same things, then you deserve what's happening to you. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, as you mature, you know, your quality, your core value, they should change and what you're looking for. You have a son or a daughter. You know, you may not want the type of person you want when you was like 18, 19 years old, and you just gotta be aware of that and make sure that you really, are serious about dating and not just something just casual. And this is something. If I want somebody to come and be a blessing to my children and teach them things. And,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
can't just be on no, well, we got to turn up every weekend. Nah, not like that. You know. So your core values
I'm,
gotta. Now, what was you gonna say?
I was just about to read Mrs. Saxon. I'm really enjoying the comments tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
dope.
Everyone's doing a good job, y'all.
He
Doing a
said,
good job tonight.
Miss Jackson says the younger generation do not want to listen to the older, mature people because they know everything and learn their lessons after they receive a consequence. That they have choice, but to learn and to change and grow. You know what? Here's the thing about the younger generation. The younger generation is so privy to information that as we were growing up, I want to say my age group, we didn't have. I can really reach out to JC in a totally different state, totally different time zone, and have a conversation. I can talk about life, love, and happiness. I can talk about being a man. I can talk about, oh, well, my discontentment for women or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my issue is or whatever my happiness is, I can reach out and talk to someone who may be like-minded or may be able to be a big brother or a role model to me. This generation sees so many different influences. Parents, talk to the parents. Your children are being influenced by people you would not validate as good influencers. Your children are watching YouTube. Your children are watching other social media outlets. Your children are being sent links, seeing videos, whether in your presence or outside your presence, that are not appropriate for their age group, and that does something to their mind. And that allows them to either think as an older person or as an immature person. And either way it goes, it now creates a problem for you. They're learning how to be sneaky. They're learning how to be more sexually active. They're learning how to be disrespectful. They're learning how to not only be disrespectful, but not respect authority. They're learning that having children at a young age is acceptable. And we can go on and on and on. This is our thing as single parents or whatever case may be. We have to be cognizant of what we're doing around our children. We can't afford to going back and forth with the co-parent, with the other parent or whatever. Lay out a rule, stick to the rule. Whether it's through the court system or whether you guys verbally agree with it and get it notarized, hey, here's the rules, let's stick to it or whatever. I'm not about to be talking about you. I'm not about to be criticizing you. I'm not about to be putting things out in the ozone or whatever. Because here's the thing. The most important thing is the child. Then after the child is you and your mental health, your mental integrity, how you carry yourself, your self-respect it should be high. And it can't be high if you're constantly engaged in activity that brings nothing or showcases nothing but negativity. Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, I made a post, I think a few days ago, about not really bad mouthing your child's parent. My thing is that's the person that's gonna be missing the birthday party, the graduation. They're gonna be missing all the hangouts, etc. And you know what I'm saying? All you can do is say, okay, well, he's not active in the life because of X, Y,
Mm-hmm.
Z. But when you come of age, I'm gonna give you his or her phone number. You call
Mm-hmm.
him. You sit down to a lunch or dinner. You ask him or her why she or he is not active within your life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you'll know for yourself why that person is not active. I'm
Good
not gonna
point.
sit here and belittle him or her. I'm not gonna sit here
Good
and talk
point.
down to nobody
Good
because
point.
you're gonna know for yourself when he's not there or she's not there in your upbringing, and it's on this child at a certain age of, do I want to be involved with this? Do I want to be involved with this man? Because I heard mom and dad's side, but I want to actually see for myself what the person about. And it's your choice to make if you want to be involved with that person or not. It's your choice, but at least you want to at least have that face-to-face conversation for yourself, so you can make your own judgment of that.
Uh, hey, great point, brother. I think that what you just said, will definitely help alleviate a lot of issues. If the other parent, ladies and gentlemen, whether male or female, decides that they do not want to be active in their biological kid's life, the only thing that you could do as the custodial parent is provide the address, provide the phone number, and provide the
Yeah.
name of whoever that other parent is, whether it's a male or a female, and say, when you're ready to call this, of course, they got to be of appropriate age, but when you're ready to call this person, you call them.
Yeah.
Hey, so some of y'all are thinking it's crazy, but listen, when you're ready to call, I mean, you got to think about the generations now. They're pretty smart. They're able to do all of these hard games and all of this other, so they're able to pick up the phone and have a conversation like, I want to know why you're not in my life. I want to know why X, Y, and Z. And they may,
You gotta be
or
face to face
they
though.
may, they may have, they may have a legitimate reason, or you have to make sure that child understands that between you and that coach, y'all, hey, listen, it was like fire and brimstone. So things ain't work out. So yes, I get support, but no, that person doesn't contact you. And you got to figure that out. You and whoever that person is, they have to figure that out. But here's the thing, what you don't do. You make sure that that person has a location to their child, an address to their child, phone number for their child. You do everything in your power to say, here you go. And then you put the burden on them. You don't keep that burden. You don't keep that frustration. You don't keep that anger and that bitterness and that whatever. And it start, because what's going to happen is it's going to spew out in front of your child. And your child is going to start thinking you as a custodial parent, you as the person that changes the diapers every day, you as the person that pay the bills right in the house, you as the person that drives them back and forth to the doctor, you as the person that pick them up when they got a boo-boo or encourages them when they getting ready to go on stage and perform. You are going to be the one that bears the brunt of, you kept me away from the non-custodial parent. You're going to have to deal with that. So you got to make sure that you outline, here's all the information you need to your mother. Here's all the information that you need to your father. I am not keeping you away from them. I'm just putting that out there right now. You got to do that. Don't be damaged. Don't be a narcissist. Don't be toxic. Don't be anything that's labeled under a derogatory title other than a parent, a responsible adult, a role model, a provider, a protector. Be those things. Be those things. And anybody who's telling you to be something other than the things I just listed last, they're not your friends. They're not your friends.
Yeah, you're right about that. But you said as far as the phone call, I'm just saying like do like a meet and greet, like go to like I don't know, like Starbucks or get coffee, donuts, have a conversation face to face because you have a more you have a more real reaction of the person face to face as opposed to just over the phone. So that's the only thing I really would disagree with you on. But I agree with your principles though, as far
I
as
don't
hey, I'm gonna give you the information when you're old enough. You use it, don't use it. It's out of my judgment. Whatever you do with it, cool. You wanna call, text, set up something up. I'm not gonna prevent you from that other parent, but I'm gonna allow the other parent to know, yeah, here's my child. You want to get contact, then yes, here's the number, here's the address. I'm not hiding anything from you either because
I don't
you know,
I don't have time to chase you as the other parent if I'm parenting. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have time to chase you if I'm parenting. I'm going to provide your information. I'm going to make sure that every way earthly possible our child has your information, but I'm not going to facilitate or let me make sure I like drive you to Starbucks. So look, hey, look, bro, look, whatever y'all come up with, whatever y'all come up with in reference to y'all meeting, then let me know. And I'll facilitate that. But I'm not just gonna be like at the Starbucks waiting for you to show like, no, hell no. I'm saying if you're old enough to plug in a PlayStation and figure out 18 levels of whatever, then you're old enough to make a phone call and say, hey mom, hey dad, where you been? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. The responsibility for making sure that you have a relationship with your child doesn't fall on the person with the child. What falls on the person with the child is to make sure that they have your information. They can reach you when they want to. They can write you a letter. They can text you, whatever the case may be. Other than that, it is what it is. I ain't got to talk about you. I ain't got to praise you. I ain't got to talk about bad or good, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
But the issue is we don't provide positive information. We provide negative information about the other parent. So if we can do that, why can't we provide an address or a phone number? Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, you're right about that. You know, you always want to give that person the opportunity. You know, like I said, they don't want to take the opportunity, and you give them every sense. Then that's something that they gotta take to the grave. You know what I mean? Like, look, you know,
Yeah.
my baby mama, my baby father, they put it out there. I didn't want to take accountability. I didn't do it. You know, I had the choice about either let women get to me, drugs, and anything else distract me from my priorities as a man or a woman. And I got an answer to that because I'm the one that's missing out. You know, if she or he putting that lesson on the table, and I'm not smart enough to take it, then I can't point the finger. I gotta do it. I gotta put the blame on me. I didn't do my part, and that's how you gotta look at it. Like, you know, oh, she kept me away from you. Nah, the phone right here, email, text, you know, my job, you know, work number. Like, there's too many ways to get in contact with me.
So
You
so
know.
so I'm gonna say this statement, but after I read Miss Sexton's comment. Miss Sexton says many moms feel guilty, where it says many moms feel guilt when the father is absent in the child's life, especially if the father didn't have his father in their life and they hear their children talk about wanting their father. So here's my thing, ladies, since we're talking about fathers, right? Ensure that you do not taint the relationship between that father and their children. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like. You don't have to respect. But make sure you don't do anything to taint the relationship with those children with their father. Again, provide the information to contact them, to contact their father, but you don't have to do anything to taint it. The problem is when you do something to taint the relationship with the father, and that child now builds resentment for the father, you have now scarred your child even more than the father being absent. Because here's the thing, that father may have an issue with you and vice versa, but that is you and that other adult's issue. It has nothing to do with the kid. It has nothing to do with the kid. Now, if the father, like, you know, did something in reference to hurt the kid, then of course, I'm not going to give you any information. It is what it is. But a lot of times is that the parent with the children does something to psychologically push the child away from the other parent. And the child grows up, one, confused and upset and built with resentment. And a relationship that he now needs to have with the parent that he grew up with, he doesn't have that no more. And the parent that wasn't around, he doesn't have that. He or she doesn't have that anymore. And now this child is angry. Talk to me, bro. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
you're right about that. They're angry, they're upset, and like I said, that person that the person that's been around the child, you spend the bad seeds into that child's. Oh, your father never loved you. He never liked you. He never cared for you. You are setting the children up for resentment towards their father, especially they don't know what's really going on behind the scenes, you know. So you just want to put it out there, put your information out there, and let the other person know that okay, this is going on with the kids, yada yada yada. You don't want to be a part of it or you're not, but you gotta be all in or you're all out. You know, all this coming in 5 years and leaving 2 years, coming back in, the inconsistency isn't going to be tolerated, etc. You know, so we just got to be mindful of that. You know.
No doubt. I was reading Miss Sexton's comment. She said I disagree. Um, but I don't know what she disagrees with. Um, but I'm gonna say this, man, before I go, bro. I always appreciate you bringing me on your lives. It's
But
always cool.
going on. Tell everybody about yourself, though.
Oh, definitely. If you guys want to follow me on social media platforms, I'm Mr. KTU101. You can catch me on any platform, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be. I go live from time to time. Normally, I get a chance to rock out with my brother over here, and we have some great discussions. Some things we agree on, some things we don't, but that's just what makes the conversation even that much more powerful and in depth. I really appreciate us having this conversation tonight because I know a lot of single parents, and I believe that again, that single parents, they're not damaged. I think that what they need to do is reinvent themselves by evaluating what happened in the last relationship and being able to say, you know what, I share some responsibility and I'm able to kind of regroup and grow or whatever, because they're doing these things not only for themselves but also for their children. So again, if you are a single parent, don't think that you're damaged goods. You know, we all bring baggage to the next relationship because that's the way life is. But the difference is how much baggage you bring, whether it's a carry-on or whether it's oversized baggage. JC, I appreciate you, bro. I'm out.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And y'all want to come join me for a debate discussion? You know, y'all can feel free to inbox me. And everybody, thanks for tuning me in. Check out Mario and check out my channel too. Everyday Thoughts, Every JC. And y'all already know what time it is. Yeah, y'all want to have a debate discussion with me? Y'all more than welcome to. But yeah, everybody, y'all have a blessed day. Facebook as well. Those who are following of Mario, make sure you add me too. Just thank you. Hold on, let me read one of these comments right now. Rachel said, not go to work. Either you're going to be in there or not, no matter how much you get bad mouth. If you resent it, it won't after. Yeah, you're right about that. And regardless of you're being bad mouthed or not, a man is going to be there for his children and vice versa. Like, he's going to make the attempts to be in the child's life. He's not going to allow the courts, he's not going to allow the parenting to override the situation. He's going to make sure that he or she is involved in the child's life. So, in closing, thank you for watching. Y'all check out my channel, and peace.